State name.
Othal Brand, Water District number 3. I'm trying to be real short. You want the number of lawsuits? Since I've been on the Water District Board, we've had 5 up until, I guess, the last year. All of them were out by the city of McAllen. All of them were either withdrawn or lost. We have 2 right now, and a rape case, and all my members served. I can tell you the plan. Here's the plan. We've not even ordered any water from us since June. They have actually gone out and got other water. We still have almost 4,000 acre feet of water, between 4,000 and 5,000 acre feet of water under a take or pay that they're supposed to take this year, and they're not taking it on purpose. They've already ordered water from, taking water from 2 other districts, transferred it to number 2 to run, which is 5,000 acres, just happens to be the same amount that they owe us at the end of the year for take or pay. I will tell you, gentlemen, I have no intention of seeing that money unless we sue them, because I don't think they're gonna pay us. Even though we're gonna send them a notice like we always do. Because the city of McAllen has never, in my 20 years, gone without taking a take or pay. They've missed it off by maybe 100 acre feet by mistake 1 year. But they're intentionally, that $500,000, that is all legal fees against the city of McAllen in the rate case that we've had to spend. They're trying to beat us to attrition and then not pay us. And I would guess, I would venture to say, between now and you guys go through session, they will not take any water from us the first of the year. Or they did this to us several years ago. They tried to run us out of money. The problem was they ran out of water before we ran out of money. This has been done to us once before since I've been in the water district, intentionally, on purpose. And that's where we are right now. That's exactly where I believe we are right now. Now, I'd love for them to prove me wrong, and we'll just wait and see. We'll wait and see. But between the lawyers, the lawyer fees, not taking the water, and taking us to the legislature again, all this is to try to beat this district down through attrition. We know that. No one convinced us of anything else. The dissolution, excuse me, the only reason it's been contentious between us is because we are the only district. They talk about they don't have this problem with other districts. You're absolutely right. They do not. They have a much better relationship with all the rest of the districts. You know why? Because they're not talking to them about dissolution. Every time they've come to us, it's been about dissolution. He can talk about a management contract. Well, all that is them to run the district for 3 or 4 years and say, you know what, just give it to us for running it anyway. Well, that's plain as Jane. Anybody can see that. So yes, and you talk about the interests of the cities of McAllen. Y'all, I do not hear anyone talking about the interest of the people in our water district, what they want. I have told them every time the cities come to us and said, we want to take you over, I said, you know what, let me go ask my water users. You know what they said? All the farmers say 100% no. Now, if y'all don't know anything about the valley, I don't understand it, because my dad was mayor for 28 years and a farmer. But there is a great disconnect between farmers and cities. I didn't understand in the beginning, but I do now. 100% of them, every time I've asked them, 100% said no. Of all the people that use water for their yards, or their pastures, or their cattle, we've done a survey of them, and every time it's been, the first time I did it was 96%. And the other ones, we've never had one that was less than 75% said no. And gentlemen, like they said earlier, the majority of these people are citizens of McAllen. They choose the water district over the city. So when you're talking about the interest of the city, what we know is we want water for those that use it. If they don't use it, then we take them out, only by what the law allows. It is not arbitrary or subjective on our part. I have neighborhoods where I've got 3 that water and 2 that don't. And you know what? As far as anybody wants to run, y'all are all elected officials. Whoever wants to run can run. I don't care. The citizens in my district get to decide. And the day they want to get rid of me, I'm fine. But as long as you guys are tasked with looking at the best interest of your constituents, and so are we. So make no mistake that as long as they tell us that, we are going to defend them the best we can. It is not a kingdom. It is not the king. I am there to serve, public service, and that is all. And I love it. It is just like farming that I've done for 30 years before I got involved in the water district. It is my community, which I serve, and I love my city, whether you believe it or not. And my family has as much invested in this city as any other family you'll find over 30 years. And loved every minute of it. So y'all can talk about this. He talks about Mark Freeland, who's on our board, yes. But he failed to mention something. The square meter he got it from the city. He didn't get it from a neighbor. He got it from the city of McAllen without the city ever declaring a surplus or offering it to anybody else, illegally. We decided, you know what, let the election decide. That was the legal advice we got when I said, well, that's not right, but that's fine. So we did it. And I will tell you, he turned out to be an excellent board member. Chairman, I do want to point out to you all, because I think what he said, you may have misunderstood. Of water districts that serve the city, there's 5. There's not 4, there's 5. They leased 2,000 acre feet from Brownsville Water District for $2.2 million 15 years ago. It is a delivery contract that they have with United. It is a delivery contract that they have with United. It is a delivery contract they have with 2. They bought the water and set it aside at United. They paid $9 million at 4 for district number 1 for 4,000 acre feet. They own it. It's theirs. So all they're paying is delivery costs. That's all. We still own our water. Make that no mistake, that distinction. And anything you want, we will be as transparent as you want us to be. You're not going to order anything, pick up the phone, call us. You've obviously several people have talked to the city much more than you've talked to us. I've never had a phone call from, I think, any of y'all. Any of y'all. You know, when you make a good decision, you've got to know both sides. Both sides. You can call me anytime, Judy. Terry, you can call me anytime, and I will answer. Bobby, I'll call you. You call me anytime. Those are about you guys up there. Okay, you can call me too. I guess you're from Austin, but that's okay. You're not from the valley, but that's okay.
Well, thank you.
Don't say he's from Austin. He won't take kind of that.
Oh no, I caught that. I caught myself. But no, the contentious relationship has always been their attitude of dissolution. It's very adversarial. As long as the people in my district say they want water from us, that's what we're going to do. Chairman, thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Brand, would you be willing to answer a question from Senator Enosa?
Sure.
You know, I don't think anybody questions your family and certainly the contributions that your dad, your father, great American, he built McAllen. I don't think anybody questions that.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you showing up to testify. I think part of the problem is that people have different perspectives, and we're working from different notebooks. The facts, you may use alternative facts, I don't know, but that's not, obviously there's a disagreement with one of the constituents. Your constituents, the majority are from McAllen.
That's right, and they choose the district over McAllen.
But the water district constituents are in the minority of McAllen, okay? And they pretty much control everything else. I'm just, making.
No, I appreciate that.
But anyway, I appreciate testimony. We'll continue working together. We have. We'll always communicate with each other, when we disagree. So, thank you for your testimony.
Thank you, sir.
So I too thank you, Chairman. I too want to thank you for your testimony, and you and I have actually sat down eating together, and I have a great respect for your family history, and in your own public service and the times you ran for office. I admire that. I will tell you that this is us talking. This is how the legislature works, and so that's why we are here, so that we can hear your side.
Well-
And the problem is that, it's just what Mr. Senator Hinojosa said, we've got some differences in deltas and different stories. And so we're here to get to the bottom of it and figure out what is and what is not going on. And so this is not, as we talked about outside this room, it's nothing personal. This is us trying to figure out what is in the best interest of South Texas, McAllen, and the people, and making sure we don't have duplicative government. But I do appreciate you being here, and once again, this is, and I will tell you something earlier, I was in the heat of the moment, and the trial attorney came out at me, and I do apologize, I did not mean to be rude to you earlier.
Okay, I quit crying about 10 minutes after I went down and sat down.
He can interrogate a witness, he's good at it.
And I told him I was gonna hire him for my next case, and
It sounds like water rights is pretty lucrative.
Very, very, no, I appreciate that, but I appreciate communication. And my dad always taught me, he said, son, don't be afraid to share with people what you think, which I think you've seen that today with all of us. But he says, one of three things happen. One, you find out you're wrong and they're right, but you don't want, that's not the outcome you want. Or that you're right and they're wrong, or just the fact that you sat down and talked and communicated, you came up with a better idea than either one of you had to begin with. And that's what we're here about. And that's what I hope we can accomplish. But it does require communication. It's obvious that there's been a lot more communication on the outside with the city than has been with us, and we're okay with that. But we will catch up and we will make up. And we will get you everything that we told you today we're giving you. You give me about a week and you'll have it. All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Brand. Anyone else? Mr. Vega?
I only put 5